Hello community, I hope you are doing good. In this discussion we will see how to create deposit management system, and this is the third episode. So here we will see how to extend the existing model plus how to extend, or like let's say inherit, the existing view. So here we will see how to extend user profile in the model level, plus we will also extend the user profile views, and we will also implement here sequence and the SQL constraint. And in case you missed previous discussion about episode 2, which is how to create custom module, custom models, and how to create different views for the deposit management system, please check, link is given in description, and all the episodes available here in the WebLearns channel. You can go to here in the playlist, and if you have a doubt related Odoo and you need any support, you can just go to about page and you can send your query to this email address. If you want to support this channel, you can use these two URLs, or else you can join using this join button. Let's back to our main topic, like how to extend user profile, how to add sequence, like auto generate sequence number in Odoo side. Plus we will also see in this discussion how to extend, the override the existing Odoo ORM methods. We will see everything in detail. All right, so first thing is, like you can see here, we created this menu, then after this bank menu and this customer transaction details, right? You can see here, this is the bank's form view, this is the bank's list view. You can see this is the customer transaction detail, and you can see this is the form detail of the transaction. But right now you can see here we already created views only, but not the functionality. Now onwards we are adding more and more features in the deposit management system. All right, so this is a simple like banking system, how they are working with deposit and withdrawal process only. We are not cover everything here. This is for the tutorial purpose, like you can understood how Odoo is working, how the custom module or custom add-ons you can also extend the existing functionality. Also you can aware about fundamental features of Odoo, and this series is for the student and the junior developers only. And if you are a mid developer or senior developer, you can skip this session because this is not for you, because you already know everything, right? All right, so first we will see how to extend create method, and we will also implement auto generation this code number, the bank code number. All right, and then after we also implement SQL constraint for this bank, like bank should be always unique, right? So here we will focus about the bank name plus the code. So we will see here in this bank profile, like we will implement three things here. The first thing is we will implement SQL constraint, then after we will also override the create method, and then we will also use the sequence to generate auto sequence while create a new bank profile here. All right, so let's say I'm going to Odoo trainings, custom add-ons. So we already created this module, right? In this module we have like these three Python files: WB bank, WB customers, WB transactions. So WB full form is the WebLearns, so I always use the prefix as a WB and then after the model name. All right, so don't confuse here. So let's say first I'm trying to override the create method. So for that, like I'm using api.model def create, and the first value is vals here. Then after I will call the super method WB bank self, and after create and vals. So here in the vals part we will use the sequence, auto generate sequence for the bank profile. Let me comment this one first. All right, so for this one, like we need existing sequence number for this model, so we have to first create the sequence number. All right, so here simply I will do, like I will create a new directory as a data, sorry, not a file, as a dictionary data. Under this data I am using like sequence data.xml and UTF-4. All right, Odoo, and here like field name model field name. And here is the code name should be the model name, but it is not mandatory. All right, so you can add anything here. So whenever we call the sequence, we have to always use this code name here, this one, and the prefix is like let's say prefix is b and k, and the digit is 5 digit. It will start auto increment, and yeah, that's it. Now I'm going to in bank py file, and here I'm uncomment this one and comment this one, and here I will trying to call that sequence which we created here, this one. All right, so for this one, like we have to call the sequence. So whenever we have to get the latest sequence number, we have to initialize this model, this IR sequence, and we have to call this method next by code, and here is the sequence code what we created here. So in your case, whatever you mention here in the code profile, you have to always use this one, and it will automatically get the specific sequence number and it will store here. And then after, like you can see here like it will save that sequence number in the bank profile. And one more thing is, like you can see here in the front end side, the sequence number is it's editable, right? So we have to make it as a read only. So read only equal to 1, that's it. And you can see here in the manifest file, we have to mention data slash, then after sequence underscore data.xml comma, we have to restart the service plus upgrade the module. But you can see let me upgrade from the terminal itself here. Don't worry about this configuration. If you go to in the WebLearns channel playlist, over there having a editor tips playlist, over there you can see how to configure Odoo with PyCharm, this auto service start restart. So let me upgrade this module, plus like let's see the log files here. Oops, we have something bad thing happen, like Odoo 14 key error, payload. Okay. Oh, sorry. It should be record. Alright, it's working fine. I'm going to in front end side, trying to refresh the page, and yes, you can see the code is read only. Let me add here stat Bank of India. the address is ops State Bank of India. So save simply, and we don't need to worry about this balance. We will see in our later session, but you can see once I click to save button, automatically create this record State Bank of India, plus you can see here automatically add the sequence number, like BNK is a prefix, and you can see we add as a padding 5 digits, so it will auto increment by 1. Let's say if I will create here like Bank of Baroda, and let's say Bank of Baroda, and once I will click here, you can see, you can just observe here, so it will automatically add a new sequence number BNK0002. all right, so you have to do something like that way. Now let's say if like by chance like admin user or any end user going to here and they are trying to create a duplicate bank name, then what happened, like Odoo automatically prevents such things. all right, so what we have to do here is we have to create a simple SQL constraint here. So for that, like we have to do like this, SQL constraint in the list, and here we have to provide one tuple, and in this tuple like we have to pass three things, three parameters. all right, here. So first thing is the name of this constraint, so I'm just using unique WebLearns bank, and here we have to provide a SQL constraint like unique, in the bracket we have to provide unique as a name. all right, and here we have to provide the specific message like please provide unique bank name. Let me stop the service plus upgrade the module. Let me minimize this one. I'm going to in front end side, trying to refresh the page, and let's say I'm trying to duplicate this record. You can see please provide unique bank name. Why? Because whenever you click to this duplicate, it will automatically create a new record with duplicate options, like it will copy all the existing fields data and it will trying to insert a new row, I mean the record. So or else let's say any user coming here and trying to create this record like this, and they're trying to click to save button, you can see it's raised this pop-up message like please provide unique bank name. So we implemented this SQL constraint for our safety purpose, for as a validation. all right, now what we have to do is, like once I will go to in settings, in users, and here I'm trying to add here one many to one field, which is the bank, like this you can see here. So like this way I will also add here the bank detail. For this administrator only can see one bank at a time. If you see here where it is create a bank profile and configure in user profile, based on the configured bank in user profile, default bank available in each model which is related to other models. So here first we have to extend the user profile model, then after we have to also extend the view of the existing user, and then we will try to implement default bank option in each and every model which is related with the bank model. So might be this is a confusing statement, but let me do some practical, after you can see what that means. Okay, auto. So here like I will try to extend the user profile wb user models.model inherit like res.users and here like bank ID fields many to one bank. Oh, see, this is the very wrong. String bank name. So you can see we already extended RES partner, the contact model. We added two fields, the bank and the balance. Then after you can see RES partner, the bank detail. Now we will do what we will do, like we will extend both views in the XML file here. All right. So first thing is, like I have to go to in models, not models, in the view part. Oh, where is views? Okay, views here, like RES partner, and let me filter the form view, and here the first one is this one. You can see this notebook and all. So I will copy this one as a reference purpose. I will paste it here, and I will try to copy this one. I will paste here. Let me remove this one, and here we have to provide one more attribute, inherit underscore ID, and here we have to use reference. Reference is this ID, and close the statement. And here like we have to provide record, and all right, and here we have to provide RES partner form view, and here like RES dot partner. All right, and here we have to use XPath, notebook position inside, and here like I will create a new page. String is bank detail. Here in the bank detail I will add like WB bank underscore ID, then after WB balance. You can say these two fields we created here in the RES partner, we added here. Don't worry about this extension and all. I will explain everything in detail in inheritance concept. For this tutorial, this series of tutorial, you should understood basic Odoo. All right, and let me add here for the partner, not a partner but the user profile, like res.users. So here is the username, simple view. Oh, it's better I'm going to here in the user profile. I'm going to here about this view part, like I will copy this one, let me paste here, let me copy this one, let me paste here. Simple, we have to replace this reference here. Instead of this partner I have to use this one, and here like users. All right, and whatever we use here, the XPath, we don't need to use XPath here. Simply we will use field name, login, position after field name, and simply here we have to mention that field name user underscore ID, sorry, not user but the bank. You can see here in the customer profile we created this one, WB bank ID. All right, and I'm just trying to upgrade the module. Let's see. Oh, without any error, it's successfully created. Let me refresh the page. You can see here it will display one to many field. I guess why, because here we didn't mention that files, so might be you will also face such issue. Like if the behavior not change, it means we missed that file into this data key. Again, I'm trying to upgrade the module. Okay, successfully upgraded. Refresh the page. Now you can see we have this State Bank of India and the Bank of Baroda. Okay, plus you can see here in the contacts, like let's say Bank of Baroda, you can see the bank detail, the page is created, right? And now you can see these two fields available, but label is missing, right? No issue, we can add under this group. Okay, now refresh the page, bank detail. Now you can see two fields available. So this way you can extend the views here, the existing views. This way you can also inherit the existing model, like this way. Instead of the name, you can just use underscore inherit, that's it. After like let's say you can see, like we already override the create method, we use the sequence, then after we use this SQL constraint. Now what is missing, like whenever I'm trying to create any new record in contact, I mean the RES partner, the default should be like here, default should be like current users configured bank. Like let's say I'm right now I'm using this administrator, so let's say I'm going to in settings, in users, so I didn't configure here. So let's say I'm configure State Bank of India, this employee is under this bank. So whenever I'm trying to create like a new transaction here, so by default the company should be selected as a State Bank of India only. All right, not only here but in the contacts also. Like whenever I'm trying to create a new record, so bank name should be State Bank of India. Why? Because in this administrator we configured State Bank of India as a bank. So let's see how we can do. For this bank, for the customer here, like we have to use default attribute. Here we have to use lambda lm dot user dot, then after wb dot bank underscore id dot id. Then after we have to use the same thing here. Oh sorry, not here, but in the transaction file here. Let me refresh the page. Oops, we have some error. RES part object no attribute user. Oh sorry, I think spelling mistake, env. Oh, minimize, refresh the page. All right, now if I will click here, you can see State Bank of India. Let's say I'm going to in deposit management, and let's say I'm trying to create a new transaction for any customer. Here you can see by default bank is State Bank of India here. All right, now let's say we will create a new button here. Once we will click to that button, it will automatically goes to draft to the done state. Okay, For that one, like we have to first go to in transaction.xml file. Here in the header part we have to provide button name, then after type it should be object always, and string is let's say transaction, and let's say I'm using OE underscore highlight. And here we have to mention the method name in the Python side. So let's say first I will create a new method, transaction underscore done, self dot state equal to done. Okay, simple. Like let's say I will add here, I will try to restart the service plus upgrade the module, and I will refresh the page. You can see new button also add, plus I will add here like let's say WebLearns, State Bank of India. Then after the balance, oh, I think I missed here the transaction detail, transaction status here. Like let's say this amount is withdrawal or it's a deposit. So let me create a new field. Tran means transaction. Okay, selection, and here like deposit or withdraw or withdraw, like transaction status. Default is let's say I'm just using deposit. And it's a required, yes. Not, oh no, sorry, let me add this field here. One more time, upgrade the module and refresh the page. Okay, so here this WebLearns customer for this bank, State Bank of India, the balance is like deposited 8,000. Advance deposit. Save, and let me click to this one, and it's going to done state. Now like let's say it's also visible here, but I want to hide this button once the transaction is done. So what I will do, like I will do is using attrs here, like invisible in the dictionary, sorry, not a dictionary but in the condition, state equal to done. This is for the conditional purpose. Like let's say I'm using this ATTR, you can also add here in the group, in the sheet, in the field level, anywhere this field, like this attribute, sorry, this attribute like invisible, when this button invisible, like state is equal to done state. So let me upgrade the module, refresh the page, you can see here it's invisible. Let me create one more WebLearns customer, you can see it's available, right? Let's say I'm trying to withdraw this one, like amount is 100 rupees, and like let's say check 001, done. Now you can see like once its update as a done, the button also invisible here. All right, so we will learn few things here. The first thing is how to extend or override the create method, how to use sequence, then after how to implement SQL constraint, how to extend models, existing models, to add extra functionality. After, like, we also implemented the same thing in the view part, like how you can also extend this part. Then after, based on the user configuration, like automatically the bank available based on the user's profile using this default attribute. You can see this default attribute. Then after, we created this sequence. All right, so in our next session we can also implement the specific customer balance. Then after, we will also redirect to one page, one view to another view. Plus we will also implement email template, how to create an email template. Plus we will also see how to send email template using Python code. All right, so in case you have any doubt related this discussion, please comment below, and see you in next session.